A very good morning to you all. On behalf of the ICFAI Foundation for Higher Education, I, Ritika, have the privilege of welcoming you all to the 14th Shri N.J. Yasaswy Memorial Lecture. I would now like to invite our chief guest, Professor S. Raghunath Garu, Chairman, Academy of International Business, South Asia Board, and former Dean of IIM Bangalore, our Vice Chancellor in charge, Professor T. Kotireddy Garu, Madam Srimati Shobharani Yasaswy Garu, Chairperson of the ICFAI Society, and Shri V.R. Shankara Garu, the President of ICFAI Society, to kindly grace the stage for the ceremonial lighting of the lamp and floral tribute to our revered founder, Shri N.J. Yasaswy Garu. On the life and legacy of our founder, Shri N.J. Yasaswy Garu, I request the AV team to kindly play the video.
This film will take you through the story of an extraordinary visionary. We pay tribute to one of the most resplendent intellectuals India has ever seen. The iconic N.J. Yasaswy, the man who founded the Institute of Chartered Financial Analysts of India, ICFAI, and ICFAI Universities and ICFAI Group of Institutions. He leaves behind him a huge network of educational institutions that will stand testimony to the adage, what can be imagined can be achieved. Born on 9th February 1950 to Father Shri Nanduri Venkateshwar Rao, a school teacher, and Srimati Seethamma Garu, a homemaker, the quest of knowledge, the zeal to excel, was instilled in him right from his childhood. The spark of brilliance was evident in him right from his school days. His illuminating essays on a wide variety of topics, even when he was in the 4th grade, captured the attention of his teachers, who appreciated and encouraged the remarkable talent in the young Yasaswy. The young boy was a keen and committed learner, and he never repeated an error once it was pointed out to him. N.J. Yasaswy had a brilliant academic career throughout. Graduating from the Andhra University in 1969 with a BCom degree, he topped the university. In his CA Inter in the year 1971, he achieved near impossible scores as first ranker and repeated the academic feat in CA Final in 1973. Simultaneously, he bagged the first rank in ICWA Inter in 1970 and ICWA Final in 1972. This spectacular track record of academic achievements reached its zenith when he was given the Basu Foundation Award for the Best Student of the Year from both the Institute of Cost and Works Accountants of India in 1972 and the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India in 1973. A first-of-its-kind achievement in the country, an unparalleled performance which made his parents and well-wishers immensely proud. Married to Srimati Shobharani, he had a blissful home atmosphere, and the enlightening journey as a father, husband and mentor crossed all boundaries as the most rewarding and enriching experience. Weekends at the NJY home was always known for his warm welcome to his circle of friends and associates. There would be a fruitful exchange of knowledge and fun, delicious home-cooked food, and engaging battle of wits with his mother. The grand old lady would voice her policy of the spiritual journey as all-encompassing, while her son would try to churn out hundreds of conversations while hard work and commitment to basic issues were more important than spirituality. N.J. Yasaswy was fortunate to have lived a fulfilling and supremely satisfying family. His phenomenal career began in a modest manner, with a brief stint at ITC as a management trainee. Thereafter, Mr. Yasaswy joined as a faculty member with Administrative Staff College of India in 1974. N.J. Yasaswy spurned an offer to teach at the prestigious University of Singapore's Accountancy Department, as he informed Professor Bhanuji Rao Garu that he felt that he had some important contribution to make in India. In 1981, he started his consultancy firm Yasaswy Management Associates Private Limited, and from then onwards there was no looking back. It was in 1984 that he started the ICFAI Society. In 1995, he was instrumental in setting of ICFAI business schools across 8 locations in India. He was charismatic, a great motivator, never tired of talking about ideas, their execution, and delegating projects ably to people according to their strengths. He showed his prowess in corporatizing education and created a sterling model out of it.
If you are a man in a hurry, it is not the business to be in. And what I mean to say is that it takes at least 100 years before a university is really recognized in a true sense. The grandfather should study there, then the father should study there, then the child should study there, then this child's child should study there.
A pioneer, a leader, and innovator, NJY created Andhra Pradesh's first private placement industry, first leasing deals, first stock market newsletters, first management consultancy, and the earliest traces of knowledge society. He loved knowledge, science, and new ideas that changed the world. Yet, he remained humble, always working with a motivation to do something different, to make a difference to the world of business education, and publications.
I knew Mr. Yasaswy when he joined the Administrative Staff College of India in the year 1974. He taught finance courses. He was an outstanding teacher in the college. He also wrote books in the area of finance and investments, which can be easily understood by common man. He is extremely clear in his thinking. His motive was meritum ethicus, that is, provide merit, give preference always to merit, and be ethical in all your administration and management practices.
He had the flair to make everything look simple to accomplish, even to an ordinary mortal. A powerhouse of energy and enthusiasm, his repertoire of achievements in education is amazing. Whether it was a launching of the Chartered Financial Analyst program to make true financial management available to the Indian youth way back in 1985, or constantly updating it to suit emerging needs of the Indian financial markets, starting new programs for the changing needs of the reforming and liberalized Indian markets, or redrafting the curriculum for an existing program to align it with the changing business environment, he sailed through them with effortless ease of a true genius. N.J. Yasaswy possessed a remarkable sense of social responsibilities, aesthetics, scientific and intellectual temper, and cultural sentiments. What came naturally to him was his ability to make gold out of dust. A seemingly useless idea or an innocuous thing would spark a business model in his mind. And he was a great practitioner in possibility thinking. In that sense, he was a great economic naturalist, allocating capital to get optimal and even phenomenal returns with scarce resources. A gifted communicator, N.J. Yasaswy masterfully articulated the need for a new university with government authorities, and went on to establish universities with competent faculty, duly supported by requisite infrastructure, designed a campus for a newly approved university, challenging great odds in his own inimitable style. Bequeathing the coming generations with a rich legacy of publications, he published innumerable books on current topics of management, with his unabated desire to bring the latest knowledge to the doorsteps of the Indian academic institution. An achiever par excellence, N.J. Yasaswy was, however, not one to court publicity. His favourite retreat was his corner chair, surrounded by his books and photos in plot number 19 Nagarjuna Hills, from where he generated ideas that changed the educational scenario. And his worthy emissaries emulated his ideals, touching the peaks of success and turning their mentors' dreams into vibrant realities. In the last 2 years, he started several new projects. Turning to his roots, giving his mother tongue and traditions a fillip, he ventured to promote Carnatic music, established B.Ed colleges, and also a unique initiative called C.P. Brown Academy, which is today successfully bringing timeless works of Telugu arts and literature within reach of the current generation. NJY achieved so much at just 61, and yet there were so many projects at hand. His entrepreneurial zeal never diminished. For his unrivaled contributions to education, Sri Yasaswy truly deserves a place in the history of the business scenario of Andhra Pradesh and Indian education in general for his life's work. Thousands of employees of the ICFAI, including people, grew like saplings under the banyan tree called ICFAI, which spawned the biggest service sector boom in education, research, publication and policy making. Some of India's most successful fund managers, analysts, bankers, journalists, software and management professionals, thought leaders and thinking elite have some connection or the other with ICFAI. Either they worked at ICFAI or they studied at ICFAI and its associate wings. The causes he expounded were noble, and it is the duty of his protégés to carry them forward. This is the greatest tribute one can pay to him, standing as living testimonies of his life's mission.
We are truly blessed to study in this great institution founded by Sri N.J. Yasaswy Garu. Now, I would like to request the Chief Guest, Professor S. Raghunath Garu, and our Vice Chancellor, Professor T. Kotireddy Garu, to kindly grace the stage. I now request our student volunteer to welcome our Chief Guest with a bouquet. I would now like to request our Vice Chancellor, Professor T. Kotireddy Garu, to deliver the opening remarks and introduce our Chief Guest to the audience.
Respected Dr. C. Rangarajan, Chancellor ICFAI Foundation for Higher Education, Professor S. Raghunath, Chairman Academy of International Business South Asia Board and former Dean IIM Bangalore, Madam Srimati N. Shobharani Yasaswy, Chairperson of ICFAI Society, Shri V.R. Shankara Garu, President of the ICFAI Society, distinguished advisors of the ICFAI Group, Professor J. Mahendra Reddy Garu, Professor O.R.S. Garu, and Sri T.P. Das Garu, and distinguished members of the Executive Council and Academic Council, Professor S. Vijayalakshmi, Registrar IFHE, Directors and Deans of the Constituent Units of IFHE, faculty, staff and students. And good afternoon to you all. And it gives me immense pleasure and a deep sense of privilege to welcome you all to the 14th Sri N.J. Yasaswy Memorial Lecture titled The Legacy Leadership Building Institutions That Transform Society. The memorial lectures are instituted in the fond memory of Sri N.J. Yasaswy Garu, whose life and legacy continue to inspire us. Sri N.J. Yasaswy was not just as an educationist, he was a national builder in the truest sense. He believed that education must go beyond degrees and disciplines. It must shape character, sharpen intellect, and inspire responsibility. He had an extraordinary ability to combine academic rigor with practical relevance. Long before employability, industry alignment, and global output became fashionable themes, he was already advocating for them. Now today, we are honored to have with us a distinguished academician, an eminent scholar, and an inspiring thought leader, Professor S. Raghunath Garu, who has graciously agreed to deliver this memorial lecture. It is a matter of great happiness that Professor S. Raghunath Garu is with us today. Professor S. Raghunath is Chairman, Academy of International Business, South Asia Board. He has been a Professor of Strategy at IIM Bangalore for 3 decades. He was the Chairperson, Center for Corporate Governance at IIM Bangalore until March 2021. During his tenure at IIM Bangalore, Professor Raghunath served as Chairperson, Strategy Area, Dean in charge of Administration at IIM Bangalore, Chairperson, International Student Exchange Program, Chairperson, NSR CEL and PGP Committee member. Professor Raghunath's research has been published in the Journal of International Management, International Business Review, Journal of Business Research, International Journal of Research on Hospitality and Health Administration, Asian Review of Public Administration, the Journal of Corporate Citizenship, and IIMB Management Review. He has also authored 47 cases, 17 book chapters, 37 conference papers, 39 articles in popular business press, 9 government policy and supported research projects. Professor Raghunath's research areas include MNC headquarters subsidiaries relationship, structuring and managing alliances and joint ventures, issues in company boards, foreign direct investments, managing and sustaining growth of IT companies in India, artificial intelligence and analytics-based business strategy, strategic management in media and entertainment, etc. Professor Raghunath has co-authored a book, International Business Strategy, Perspectives on Implementation in Emerging Markets. Professor Raghunath has been an independent director on the boards of Vijaya Bank, Canara Bank, KIDCL, K2 Technologies, Ware India, National Venture Capital Fund, Spire Technologies, Swaraj Technologies, and founder member on the Governing Council of Cloud Computing Innovation Council of India. Now, on behalf of ICFAI Foundation for Higher Education, I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to Professor S. Raghunath Garu, and we are deeply grateful for your presence and your willingness to share your valuable insights with us. I am confident that today's lecture will stimulate thought, inspire dialogue, and enrich our academic discourse. With these words, I once again welcome our esteemed speaker and request him to kindly deliver the 14th NJ Yasaswy Memorial Lecture. Thank you, one and all.
Respected Shobharani Garu, respected Shankara, respected Mahendra Reddy, and all of you very distinguished members of the ICFAI community, and my very dear students. You are asking, how are we? You are very dear students, you don't even know us. The point here is, a professor always teaches because he loves to engage with students. Otherwise, you don't get on to this profession. So I would say that I am very deeply honored, very delighted, and feeling very privileged to be invited to this very, very solemn and a very memorable day when we remember the founder of our institution. My memory goes back to times when Shri NJ Yasaswy used to teach at IIM Ahmedabad. The strategy department head told me that you are a bachelor and you don't leave the campus unless you have your dinner, which was my view. I would not leave till the mess finishes in the evening, and I would not go. So he says, you are anyway going to be there. And Yasaswy Garu finishes his teaching at around 6:30, 6:45. So would you be around? And that is how I first met him. Many years ago, even when my wife did not know me, we knew each other. What I mean is, I was a bachelor. And I very distinctly remember that every day he would say, let us take a walk out of the campus. And we would walk. I think those of you who have been at IIM Ahmedabad and know Ahmedabad, there is a place called PRL, Physical Research Laboratories, which is to do with physics, and which is at a 90-degree perpendicular to the gate of IIM Ahmedabad. And we would both of us would walk. And obviously, he was somebody who was always full of ideas. There was absolutely no gossip. Always about ideas, always about different points of view on what is going on which is relevant to us professionally and personally. And I had a very bad habit that when I walk, I would like tax to be paid. And you cannot imagine what that tax will be, but many of you are so young that you will vibe with me when I say. On the way back, I will insist with him that we would stop at the Vadilal ice cream parlor. And those of you who have lived in Ahmedabad or in Gujarat, Vadilal those days, the only way they kept ahead of competition was by declaring on a very nice, small standis outside the flavor of the day. So they would change the flavor, one flavor every day. And I would insist with Mr. Yasaswy that, if you don't mind, and he would indulge me and we would walk. Obviously, all of you know that Bangalore became the hub of anything that happened. And even today, while we are very high-tech in technology, we can assure you that if you are traveling 20 kilometers, you will take 2 hours. So, apart from that, it has been a great existence, and all of that goes to him. And this is a personal thing, but I wanted to mention to you the kind of influence that he had. Many of us achieve personal success in our lives. Some of us create organizations, right? Companies, entities, organizations. There are very few, very rare human beings who create institutions that endure generations. And one more tribute and clap to him, that he was such a successful chartered accountant, cost accountant, gold medalist in both. Please remember that. I think he did it in the same year, if I remember, right? Same year. Can you do that? Double gold medal in both? Let me see how many of you can do that. I mean, what I'm saying, it is a huge accomplishment. See, he did many things. If you read his life, you will understand a little bit more about him. But what was so thrilling for me to understand from him was, he said that I must take my father's aspiration and my aspiration to bring quality education to areas in this country where it is not available. So if you look at among the 11 universities, right, you started in Tripura, you started in Dehradun, many other places. That was all because of his view that he must create institutions that India needs. Now, some of you students must be thinking, what kind of a boring lecture is this professor giving? My point is that you are all students of management, and I want to ask you, is there a difference between organizations and institutions? What would you say? Some of you are looking at your phone. I don't know what are you looking at. Are you trying to find the answer on Google or ChatGPT, which is the flavor of the year? What's the difference? Organization and institution. What are organizations? Oh, a big deal. Organizes something which is organized is called organization. Right? You have systems, you have processes, you have quality controls, you have governance, you have financial sustainability, and you make sure that everything works. That is called an organization. What's an institution? What is that based on? Sorry? Exactly. The purpose that you are trying to deliver, which is obviously based on the credibility that you built and therefore the culture that you create. Families are organizations, but remember, families are also institutions. Think about this. People always say in a very casual way, you remember, what is his blood is or her blood is or what family are they from. You understand this? Families are institutions. Organizations need not be institutions. There will be organizations to churn up that one thing that they are looking at in life. So the ability today, when you have agentic AI, you have ChatGPT, you have everything, this whole business of saying that I have knowledge is not going to work any further. Remember that, and all of you know this. I'm not joking, you know it. That this pride of analytical ability, the pride of knowing, is all being decimated and removed by these wonderful things which are not human and artificial in nature called AI. So when we think about the legacy leadership and we think about institutions which actually transform societies, and Yasaswy Garu did it in his time when regulation was so strong against any private entity in this country. All of us who have been party to this understand how difficult it is to even start it. And when his mission was to bring quality education to people from all over the country, he also, I don't know whether many of you know this, but some of you probably know this, that in summer vacations, he would sponsor, mobilize, organize the stay of professors from institutions around the country and offer them ICFAI. You had a lot of those, they were easier to follow than textbooks, right? So what did you call them? You called them, derivatives. And he would just gift these to all these professors. He would coach them, he would train them, he would offer them all of that. And they would go back to improve the standards of education around the world. From that world which I am talking about, the way he did it. Today, what do you think is our contribution in education and as people who will graduate very soon? What are you going to be doing? Because he was always a forward thinker, always about the future, never about the present. Never. Huge risk taker, but with a clear vision and determination, as all of you know. So those of you who work with him understand him. What do you think it is? It is, remember this, it is judgment in scenarios which have uncertainty. How many of you have watched the movie Sully, S-U-L-L-Y? Nobody is lifting. I said something. How many of you watched the movie Sully? You are only smiling at me. Nobody has watched it. Okay, come on. Now go to one of your OTTs. Look for S-U-L-L-Y. Great movie on a real true story. I think the captain of that flight which took off from New York, whose name was Captain Sullenberg, and they reduced his name to a Sully, S-U-L-L-Y. 90 seconds after the takeoff, a flock of geese, birds, hit both the engines. It has never happened in aviation history that, a plane will collapse like that. And both the engines were burnt up. When he radioed back, control tower, ATC said, return back to the airport, LaGuardia, or go to Tetraboro, the two airports. The computer simulation said, yeah, go in there. But Captain Sullenberg had flown several thousand hours before. He knew the engine thrust. He knew the gliding gradient. He knew the number of buildings and human beings we were below. And he also understood. This is like Google Maps. I don't know how many of you have used Google Maps. Google Map, if you use and say you are reaching Shankarapalli from the middle of town in Hyderabad, it will show you first how many minutes? 60 minutes. Then as you are approaching high-tech city, slowly 60 will move to 72. And then you go further down, which is one more crossing before 12 kilometers before here. It will move to 97. So you are thinking, how is it happening, right? So what did Sully do? He overruled the algorithm and he landed that aircraft in Hudson River. You can check this, it is there on Google, it's a news item. And what did the Committee on Air Transport Safety do? Hauled him up for inquiry for negligence, which would have caused loss of lives. All 155 passengers who were safe after he landed there. By the way, that wonderful river has not enough water, so it is called a river, but it is like a pond. But anyway, he was smart, so he landed there. So in his interrogation, you must see this movie. You must, to understand this whole thing which is emerging for you as we go ahead. So finally, what is it? We will be prized for judgment over all algorithms which actually depend on their data lake, on having enough guardrails to avoid hallucination, and a whole host of limitations on what it already has. So the human being, even in that context, is an important element. The second piece, which is becoming very evident with this geopolitical situation which is emerging in the world, these poor AI agents are obedient supplicants of the unintelligent human beings who operate them. So today the nonsense that is happening in this world is not because of these poor things which we all say, all because the drone is because nonsense. What? Those are all slaves, boss. Same story. Compliance to decision rules which have already been automated in the head of human beings. And they behave like this. Are we understanding? Ethical and moral standards today are much more valuable than the degrees that we all hold. I'm saying we. Remember, I'm not talking about you all of us. No, that's all gone. Do we ask the question on any matter? No, it's going to be serious. I'm saying this not because I want to deliver a lecture to you. It's a serious matter. Do we ask a question with whatever algorithmic decision, conclusion, recommendation is? Why does this matter at all to what we are looking at? Who are we actually trying to serve to whatever we will do? What is the future that we are building? Every action of ours in the present will decide the future. Everybody says, oh, there is a past. Then live in the past now. Why did you grow up here? Remain like the strange case of Benjamin Button. Have you seen that movie? The guy is born old and becomes a baby. So in this world, this nonsense of living in the past, not being able to take the present, and not being able to use artificial intelligence to collaborate with the human intelligence to deliver societal transformation, for human beings to be first alive to experience life. In my view, to all of you who are going to have a career in your entire life, please remember that that's the first ever mission in whatever you undertake. Forget everything else. Are we getting this? Don't worry about algorithm. Don't worry about AI. They will not do anything to you. They will actually help. You are the boss. You are the one who decides in areas where there is uncertainty. You are the ones who will have the moral and the ethical compass to say, yes, we go ahead or we don't. So what do musicians and sound engineers do differently? How many of you have studied music, or you play music, or you sing? How many of you? Nobody here in music? No? Nobody studied music? Okay, very shy. I will not ask you to sing or play. Now, when you record something that you play or you sing, when it is replayed back, what will you listen to? Your own singing or your own instrument or everybody's instrument and singing? Obviously yours. Because how am I coming across? Correct. But a music producer, a sound recordist is thinking, all these musicians are there, there is a vocalist. How is the whole thing creating a higher level of impact on the audience than what each of them is playing? So in this world of human plus AI, I sincerely hope, taking inspiration from your founder, that all of you will think about being A.R. Rahmans in your own sense, that you're always thinking about what is the impact which is coming from all the functions, all the areas in which we participate. Wish you all the very best.
On behalf of all of us, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Professor S. Raghunath Garu, for his truly thought-provoking address and for so graciously sharing his personal memories of our revered founder, which has enriched today's memorial lecture. Thank you, sir.
First of all, I want to congratulate you for an excellent lecture. I have enjoyed. You have inspired not only the younger generation, but see, like me, I am inspired. I had the privilege of working with Mr. Yasaswy for about 4 years in the then Administrative Staff College of India, and we became good friends, and never we knew that we were going to together later in life for a longer period. Sir, I like to, my question is very simple. Mr. Yasaswy has made a tremendous contribution by starting so many institutions, including this, one of the most reputed one. What is it that these institutions can do in terms of offering their executive development programs or mostly BBA, MBA degrees to include in their curriculum? We can have legacy leaders, something close to Yasaswy, if not equal to Yasaswy.
My question is twofold. The first one is related to the legacy institutions per se. How do you ensure that the legacy institutions are going to stay relevant in the rapid changing technological progress and also going to deliver to the society at large? That's one. The other one is about the leadership per se. How do we also ensure that there is a smooth transition of the leadership for the legacy institution? Because we don't see any further leaders who are emerging from this institution. That's the one. Thank you so much.
So this business of knowledge transmitters, in my view, is gone. Finished. Now these institutions have to move to the point of knowledge navigation. Navigation today, sir, based on character, is based on ethics, is based on values as to why you are a human being on the surface of this earth. What the hell are we doing as a human being? If once upon a time we were thought we were brilliant because I've used a damn brain for exactly what these things are doing now, storing knowledge, drawing on it, analyzing it, telling the world I am great, will not work anymore. So sir, when you ask legacy, his legacy was people are completely illiterate and unaware. He took that context, though regulation, though the environment, though financing, and a whole host of licensing regimes were not in his favor. So he is in my way, I always have very dear thoughts about him. In my view, he is like a tunnel boring machine. He was. There are rocks. Critical. Yes, I'm telling you, we have all been with him in his times, and I know how difficult. Those days. Now, what's your damn decision? Ask them that. And it's your decision, they will start leaving the classroom, or they will look at you as you have spoken a foreign language, because that's the higher level challenge. Great fun. I think your life is going to be more interesting than before, rolling out lectures to these guys and giving them cases and questions in advance which they will not answer and get something else to answer. That's why. Did I say something which is not okay with you? You are okay. So all of you understand that today having only functional expertise will not help. So if you are specializing in finance, marketing, or you're doing operations or strategy, that will not help. What you need to do is to create a coordination, a collaboration between, in your institutional parlance, you have technology institutes, you have law schools, you have business schools, correct? Now, if we were to create and offer them the opportunity to collaborate with anybody in any of the schools, to come up with ideas which can be tested in the market. By market, I mean even government is a market. Regulators are also a market. They also want to know how to move forward in life. Just in case you guys don't know about this, that some of the largest consulting firms in India actually have their customers as the government of India, by the way. You should know this. Okay, so sir, their ability to work across schools in teams which will be cross-institutional in the sense of specializations.
I now request our registrar, Professor Vijayalakshmi Garu, to kindly deliver the vote of thanks. Now, may I please invite the chairperson, ICFAI Society, Madam Srimati Shobharani Yasaswy Garu, to present a token of our appreciation to the esteemed chief guest. I also request our Vice Chancellor to kindly join Madam.
I, Dr. S. Vijayalakshmi, Registrar, with immense joy and gratitude stand before you on this momentous occasion to propose the vote of thanks on the 14th NJ Yasaswy Memorial Lecture. At the outset, with profound respect and reverence, we remember NJ Yasaswy sir, a global mentor, an institutional builder, a visionary who contributed significantly to the nation's economy, and a torchbearer for students, staff, faculty across the vast academic empire he built with dedication and integrity. With gratitude in our hearts, I would like to recall a beautiful thought. The best and the most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even be touched. They must be felt with the heart. Sir's presence may not be visible to us today, but his vision, values, and spirit are deeply felt in every corner of this institution. His legacy continues to guide us forward. We express our deep sense of gratitude to our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. C. Rangarajan, for his visionary leadership and constant guidance. Thank you, sir, for strengthening the academic and ethical foundations of this great institution. Our sincere thanks to our Honorable Vice Chancellor in charge, Thamma Kodreddy Garu, for his continuous encouragement and steadfast support. Thank you, sir. We are profoundly grateful to our esteemed chief guest, Professor S. Raghunath Garu, Chairman, Academy of International Business, South Asia Chapter, and former Dean, Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, for delivering such an inspiring memorial lecture. Sir, your reflections on NJY, sir, touched every one of us. You reminded us that he was not merely the founder of ICFAI Group, but an institutional builder in the truest sense, a visionary who imagined possibilities where none seemed to exist and pursued them with discipline, courage, and relentless commitment. You beautifully articulated that organizations are everywhere, but institutions are rare. Institutions are defined not merely by structures, but by purpose, culture, and credibility. They create impact across generations. True vision is that which is not a fantasy, it is informed foresight. Ethical leadership is not a slogan, but it is a daily practice. Trust is the most valuable asset any institution possesses. Students join and faculty contribute because of that trust only. I am stopping for 1 second. Proudly we can say that when we joined, especially my batch joined in 2001, our students are there. They are almost in 40s, 45s, and we are proud to teach their children. So almost we are fulfilling such dream to certain extent. As you rightly said, some leaders create success for themselves, but some create success for organizations. But a rare few create success for institutions and generations. May each one of us carry forward the spirit of NJY and continue to build ICFAI as an institution that nurtures success for generations to generations. We extend our heartfelt thanks to Madam N. Shobha and Yasaswy, Chairperson ICFAI Group, for your gracious presence today. Ma'am, your simplicity and dignified presence truly reflect the enduring values of NJY. Through you, we feel His blessings and guidance continue to remain with us. Thank you so much, ma'am.